So I actually went to bed at like 11:30 last night, and then I woke up at like 1:20 and then didn't go back to sleep until almost 5:30. It's almost as if my subconscious knew something awful was happening. And it did. It did. This. We Sorry. I just wanted to share the fact that my sleep schedule is completely messed up, and I wanted to include it in the story somehow. So that's what I did. I don't think these are necessarily bad. They are the interim results for A Hero Rises 2022. I'm not gonna say I'm not surprised. I think overall the results are good. Primarily, people are doing what I am doing, in that you're voting for something limited that is also very good for the general account boosting potential that you have, and not just something stupid. However, this is dumb. This is dumb. I'm just gonna keep the stack. This is dumb. I'll tell you why this is dumb. You've had literally like 3 chances to spark for her already. Okay, and that's not even including Fade Pass. So I don't really understand why you want more of her on a banner, but you've already had multiple shots at it. So if you haven't gotten her yet, you just got yourself to blame, gamer. That's all there is to it. You don't even need like a bunch of merges on her. Like she's just kind of stupid. And like a copy, maybe a +1, is genuinely all you really need. But the main reason why you probably shouldn't vote for this is because if this becomes available in game to everybody, number one, the friendliness to new players once this goes away becomes much less inviting. And second, they're probably going to introduce a bunch of skills that just straight up counter her, like they started to do after they introduced Fallen Edelgard back in May. I think it was May or March, one of those two. So yeah, it's not a smart pick. Plus, again, I know I harp on this a lot. The rarity of it is really what I am primarily concerned with. I feel like it's what most people should probably be concerned with, because this is the one chance you have to get a limited character guaranteed. And even then, it's not really guaranteed, because the top 8 are going into like a voting gauntlet. We know how voting gauntlets work. So, even then, it's not like something that's great. There's always got to be some sort of RNG aspect to it. So I would think that as a whole, people would want to, increase their chances of getting something limited, whereas this is A, in the normal pool, B, has been rerun multiple times, and C, will likely continue to get rerun multiple times hereafter because of her color alone. Colorless doesn't have as many options for most rerun banners. So when you're looking at things like this, colorless Brave heroes and colorless Fallen heroes typically go into rerun banners, whether they are remixes or legendary mythic banners, or just even the revival banners that they get for Forging Bonds, since they're new heroes. They're going to show up more often than not. So I don't know. That's not to say that Fallen Edelgard isn't good. She is good, and I mentioned literally moments ago that like you don't even need a bunch of merges on her to be good. You just need a her. And then you're pretty well set. But I mean, I don't know. I think overall it's a good interim result. I feel like Thor is a little low. I may actually vote for Thor. I do like Thor. If you're looking at these results and you're kind of like, I don't know. Like, my favorite's not even in the top 20. Bro, don't bother. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. If whatever you want to get into the top 8, they basically have to be in the top 10 right now. Like, guaranteed. Because I can promise you a bunch of these votes are very, very dense, and there's not likely a shot at knocking them out anywhere. So I would focus on keeping anybody from 5 to 10 into the top 8 if that's what you're concerned about. Because I don't see any of these coming in. Like, this is an odd choice too. Like, I know the fodder potential is good, but they're coming out with, you know, other A skills in what Erica had. And again, menace skills they're already kind of nerfing because of things like Elamine, who I think I'm glad to see her in the top 8. I'm gonna throw a vote at Elamine too, because I think having her in the top 8 is really useful. Because again, keep in mind, these are characters you're never guaranteed to get unless you have Fey Pass. You're never guaranteed. I take that back. Unless you have Fey Pass and you had Fey Pass at the right time, you're never guaranteed to get any of these. This one you could. Everybody else you can't. So just keep that in mind. If you wanted one of these, now might be the time to do it. You know? And I believe that they also said that the banner, based on the top 4 in the voting gauntlet, would have a sparkable aspect without Fey Pass. So again, it is a chance to get it guaranteed, as opposed to something you may have already had a chance to do, like Erica, Fjorm, Katria. I guess you technically could get her now. She's on the banner, but again, you need Fey Pass to spark. Same with Yuri, but you've had a chance to get Yuri and spark for him. I don't know why Dimitri's here. I think of everybody else, legendary wise, he's been around the longest who's in here. Yeah, he has been. And he's also on the Hero Fest banner. So, I mean, there's that. Overall, I think people have chosen well. I think they've picked a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of green units, as we saw, right? A lot of good green picks in here. That's not to be unexpected. I feel like that's pretty par for the course for the most part. Duo Peony's even kind of making a run. Last year it was really weird because, again, it was based on taps. And, like, Mythic Altina was here, whereas Harmonized Altina was nowhere to be seen. Oh, God, I hate the tapping. I hate how they organize it. It's so bad, dude. Especially if heroes have, like, a similar icon where you can't really tell the difference, you know? Like, Legendary Dimitri versus, like, Brave Dimitri, for example. That might be kind of confusing to people. And, like, depending on the tap arrangement, you might run into one sooner than the other, and you might get confused and be like, oh, this is the one I want, and it's not. I think is what happened to Altina last year, but God, let's not try and relive that again. Overall, I think the results are good. I think they're promising. I think the top 10 overall is very strong. Even with Fallen Edelgard, you know, I'm not knocking that per se. I think it's a bit of a two-head approach to try and get another Fallen Edelgard. But, you know, at least it's not a unit that is likely to be power crept super soon. I'm trying to think of the positives. I'm not trying to live in the negative. Thinking of the positives. Whereas something like Brave Edelgard was almost assuredly to get power crept at some point, and she was in here last year. But Fallen Edelgard, I think, is, you know, still a bit of an upgrade. Still a colorless beast, is an armor, kind of ridiculous. But again, there's been so many chances to get her, and there will continue to be so many chances to get her, that I think it's a waste. I think it's a waste, man. I would rather have people have a shot at getting somebody like Thor. You know, or even, let's be honest. This is probably gonna get power crept by Brave female Byleth. Probably, unless they make her different, which they might. But I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think overall the top 10 is really solid. I will probably be throwing votes for Thor and Elamine And I think we already voted for Sigurd. I don't see the Yggdrasil boys on here. I don't see the festive lads anywhere. So I probably won't throw a vote their way just because it's a bit of a waste at this point. But I think everybody else is pretty solid. I do. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna do this now before I forget. I don't really have to be too concerned because I know she's all the way down here. There she is. I know where Elamine is. I think Elamine would be a great addition to this. I think she's really solid support. And she can also be offensive if you need her to be offensive. So there you go. That is Elamine. She's here. She's there. She's all the way at the bottom of the rankings if you want to know where to find her. Oh, shoot. Anyway, yeah, I think overall the poll is like it is what it is. I don't think it's bad. I'm not surprised. I guess that's my shorthand. But overall, I'm very positive for the top 10. I think anybody in the top 10 would be good for accounts overall. But again, it's all decided by a voting gauntlet anyway. So how much can you really have control over it? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'll throw a vote to Thor tomorrow, I think. I really like Thor. I have a +10 Thor. I don't need another Thor. But she's super good. A dive bomb Gale Force Thor is like crazy. So if you're unfamiliar with that particular build, I would look at it. And then maybe think, you know, maybe it's worth. But you're not knocking Fallen Edelgard out at this point. Probably anybody from the top 5, top 6 are safe, I would say. It's probably just 7th and 8th that are maybe kind of gunning for those last 2 spots within the top 10. So use that knowledge, don't use that knowledge. I don't really care anymore. Your Horizons is such a tire fire that it doesn't actually matter, I don't think. But either way, anybody in the top 10 would be good. They would all be positive for accounts. And I think we win regardless. It's just a matter of, do you want something that you don't have a guaranteed to get ever, or something you maybe could have gotten 3 times now? It's tough to say. But that's it for now. So this is today's video. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Genshin Impact, I hope. I think. Probably. And then we've also got the Hero Fest banner and all kinds of stuff coming down the pike, so be sure that you are subscribed and to come back next time for more, because there will be more. And I've also completed 100 days of videos straight, which is much more than 100 videos. It's just 100 days of videos. I think that's impressive. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and come back for more. And until then, I will catch you next time.